welcome back again to the Mss Francois Show. I am your host, Mss Francois, multi-talented and super sexy. We're about to have some candid conversation. We always have some entertainment, but best of all, we use humor to help you guys deal with your dysfunctional relationships. Today, we have two beautiful young ladies. One name is Mumbi, African woman, princess, Wakanda forever. Anyways, just Kenya, nothing that exciting. And we have Virginie. Her family is from some island that nobody knows about, something about Martinique. But anyway, as always, I like to take some time to introduce my two guests. First, we have Mumbi. She's from Kenya. Her names mean creator, spark, woman of God. She strives to be a connector of people and ideas. Her core values are faith, family, freedom, and fun. Yeah, still kind of sound infomercial, like she practiced that. But anyway, she's the COO of a co-working space in DC. That's the kind of woman you guys need in your life. Got a job with benefits. Now we have Virginie. She lives in New York, raised in a single parent home. Aww. Caribbean upbringing. Works as an inspector in Con Edison, making her statement as a dynamic individual that used adversity to build and shape her future. Her dad is from Martinique and her mom is from France. I got that right?
Correct.
In both places she barely ever been, so I don't know why she put that in there to, you know, she want to be cultural. So with that, today's segment is about women who are over 40, sexy and single. Yeah, no man. Dried up eggs, life basically over, trying to give us some advice to what we should do or what we shouldn't do. So, first question. I feel like when you're over 40, and as you ladies look confident, independent, the first thing everyone is going to think, what's wrong with these ladies? Something must be wrong. You cannot go through life, turn 40, and you still have no kids, no man. So what is wrong with you, Mumbi?
I am overqualified. I am in a season where I'm now ready, honestly, to show up and show out and get my man. So I've had a few experiences, but now I'm ready. Nothing's wrong with me. Everything is right for me. It is my time now.
The way Virginia looking at you, she's like, there's a lot wrong with you. But overconfident for nothing. I don't know who she's trying to...
Overqualified.
So, Virginia, are you overqualified? You just too good for a man? That's your problem?
No, I didn't want to settle.
Settle. So, why you don't want to settle? Who is supposed to be out there looking for you that you don't want to settle?
So, you know, as we get older, we have our list. So we have our 10 items. We want our 10 items. Now, as I get older, though, I'm realizing...
You just need one item? What?
No, at least 4.
Man.
A pulse being one of them.
Man.
With that said, right, I just want to make sure people understand, because a lot of times when you meet women like yourselves, you're over 40, you're career driven, you're done with that. So my understanding is you all still want to have a husband and still want kids. Why are you doing that?
I want a family. I don't want to be alone.
Oh, so you're lonely?
Yes.
Oh, you're the one with the 2 cats?
Yes.
That sleep in your bed?
Oh, with me.
Maybe that's the problem.
No.
You're sleeping with pussies instead of sleeping with men.
They do me right.
So what you have in terms of when people are going to look at you, Virginia, you're that age, why you want to bring kids into the world? So what is your response to them?
I want to love somebody. That's it. I want a family. I want to... It's not necessarily a man. I do want a man. I do want a partner, somebody I can grow with, somebody I can invest in them and with as well. You know, and it's nice to have a family just in general.
Yep, that sounds like she need a co-signer for a loan. So with that, obviously she want to buy a house and things. So Mumbi, since you have co-working space, that's something like a WeWork or something.
Correct.
Sound like someone who be sleeping at her job because she has the space. But with that said, right, you still want a husband and kids. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? That's just unfair.
Are you seeing all this awesomeness and then not have a partner to share with all this awesomeness? So I want to have a partner that we can build and move, like impact the world and make sure that we're doing stuff for Christ and being able to impact people and just bring value to the world, and hopefully in the process have children who will carry on our legacy.
One of the things I have always experienced is my mom, my dad always say, when you're going to give me a grandchild? When you're going to do this? Like, you're getting old. I'm going to die before you have it. Like, how do you deal with that? Mumbi?
Sure. I don't.
They gave up on you. They said most likely it's not going to happen, so let me not pressure her and just leave her alone.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
My
Good.
mother, my father is deceased. My mother never asked me that. And I have a lot of friends whose parents asked them. So one time I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, like, you don't ask me for grandchildren. And she said, well, it's not easy. It's not as easy as saying, hey, I want grandchildren. There's a lot that goes into parenting, to bringing someone into this world, making sure that they are adults and raising them to be adults and to be responsible people in the society. And so she said, it's not something easy. When it happens, it will happen.
Okay, so your mom has lost all hope. You could have just said that.
Negative.
So, Virginie, my dear.
Every year I used to get the talk on my birthday. So, well, when are you going to give me grandkids? Oh, they're coming, they're coming. He stopped about 8-9 years ago. They're not, yeah.
And did you truly believe they were coming?
I did. You know why? Because I thought I had the time. And then as you don't even realize it, the time just goes by. And like you say, you're just old and dried up eggs.
Yeah, once you know that. So how long is your longest relationship?
I want to say maybe, well, with off and on, maybe I want to say 5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
You're sure?
I'm not 98% sure.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the reason that such a long-term relationship ended?
It was just a lot of differences. At that time, we had our own vices, our own demons that we were fighting with. It's funny because we're actually still friends today. And we speak so much realness to each other because we know the real us. And when we have topics that we really want, we don't want a yes person, we want the real answer, we actually speak to each other about it. But it was the same thing. It was just, we had our own demons. And we speak about them now, and we've realized them where we grew, we matured, and we've worked on them throughout the years. And at the time, sometimes you're just in different down places and you just go to different vices. And at that time, you actually think it's working. You don't think it's a problem. But then in hindsight, you look at it and you realize that was your problem. And we had the same problems. So that's why it's so easy to speak to each other about them. But we've gone past that. Will we get back together? No. But I can definitely say it was a good relationship because we got something out of it where we got, I have somebody and they have somebody that we can actually speak to and be real about and get a real answer. So that's...
Mumbi, top that girl. Do better. How long was your last relationship? Are you still friends with them like that? Are you going to mimic what she said to make it sound good?
No.
Give us something juicy.
Juicy. I don't know if it's juicy, but longest relationship was a little over 8 years. And we started off as really good best friends. I remember everyone would see it and then we'd be like, no, we're just friends. And then one time it just cracked and we started seeing each other, being romantic. You know, I started seeing him that way. But I think I knew I loved him, and we're really good friends. But what broke us up, I can speak on my end, because we've never really we've never spoken one-on-one, but I can tell you for me now, after doing a lot of work, is one, I was very insecure. Two, that was when I was in my 20s, right? And so I remember I used to say, at this time, I think about God, school, and my man. That was it. So there was a type of ownership on this relationship, and also thinking that this is the man I'm going to marry and acting like we're already married. And there wasn't any space to just go through the evolution of a relationship and, you know, build up to it.
I'm so sorry I nodded off for a second. That was just long and just... Okay, thank you for that. So we're still on the basis of like family and kids. What would it feel like if that didn't happen? If you didn't get the husband, if you didn't get the kids, would you still be okay? Well, Virginia, we're going to you because your eyes open real big. So if you no husband, no kids, like
the cat lady. And I do not want to be the cat lady. No, that's why if I don't get the husband, if I don't get the biological kids, I will adopt.
So you have no problem. Do you have an idea how many kids you would want to
I don't want
adopt?
any more than 2. I have 2 hands, 2 kids, that's it.
Again, always some kind of anger coming from this side. So when it comes to you and having that family and kids, is that something, if it doesn't happen, are you going to be okay? Don't worry, people. She like to throw God into every answer. Go ahead.
I am okay. That's my life right now. I'm okay. I feel like I'm not missing out on anything. I know there's another level I can go to, but I'm gonna maximize this level. I'm okay. Not necessarily wanting to keep any pets. I'm good. I sponsor a kid in Kenya. I take care of my niece and I get to spend time with them, so I'm okay. Like, if God sees it fit for me to get to that next level, I will. But as of right now, I'm Gucci.
Can't afford Gucci in her African attire, but yeah, I'm
Better
not here
than
to
Gucci.
judge. When it comes to adopting, because some people might feel it's unfair to that child. You need a father figure. You need more support. Who do you think you are raising a child on your own and it's unfair to that child when that child grows up? What would you say to someone like that tells you that?
Well, you're honest with the child. You let them know, I am not your biological mother. But think about it. A child in the system by themselves where they don't have that attention, even if it's from one person, it doesn't have to be from two. Or with me, at least one. I was raised in a single family household. That could also stem why I'm single, because I wasn't raised in a two-parent household. So it's like my mentality with certain things, it's why I didn't want to compromise, because I don't know what the union looks like, where the compromise falls in and everything else. So that is one of the thoughts that I've been having lately, where that could definitely be the root of my singleness. So it's just watching everyone else. That's why I like to be around couples and I see what they do, where they compromise, where they don't compromise. But compromise as long as you don't compromise yourself.
All right. With that said, keep going to therapy, Virginie. At some point in time, it's going to help you. So I wanted to, we're still talking about the topic of having kids. And according to Mayo Clinic, it says after 35, you have lower eggs. You are putting kids at risk. They obviously don't care that much. They could be premature or have Down syndrome. Do you think it's fair for you about having kids at your age, over 40? Is that fair to kids? Because people look at you like, why are you doing this? The chances are high that you're going to have a premature child. The child's going to have Down syndrome. And you're going to bring that. Now my tax dollars might have to. So why?
Why would I? I would. If I have a partner, I would. And also, the chances are high. It doesn't mean that the special needs children are also born of women who are younger than 35. I am of the opinion that if I have a partner who we can do this together, I'm all for it. Like, let's do it. I'll bring a child naturally. And I believe that now, because of how science has advanced, we can tell, well, the baby's in the womb. So as we are carrying the baby to term, we would have put systems in place that will help us be able to bring this child, make sure they are brought up in a loving family and in a way that is able to support us, be able to take care of the child.
So you think it's fair she's putting the kids at risk?
I mean, as she said, it's technology the way that it is today, you can actually monitor it. It's not as much of a risk. It depends on what choice she wants to make if she does find out that that child, has Down syndrome. As far as me, I'm more on the opposite end, where I'm leaning more towards the adoption part. Because again, I want somebody to love, and I can create my own family. And a lot of people, they feel, because it's your natural child, biological, does not mean that you're gonna like the child. I know many women that have biological kids and they do not like their kids, but they have no choice. So again, it's when you adopt a kid, it's just, having that love, that relationship, which you can just create with them. And I don't want to mess up my body.
That's what I was thinking. All I heard was selfish. I like how these titties sit right here. I'm good.
Yes,
but you can also have healthy children past 35.
Yeah, with your drooping titties.
Hey,
and all the stretch marks all over.
Listen.
But I'm just saying, okay. One of the things that I get the energy from you guys is that you all are independent. You all know what you want, know where you've been, know where you're going. Obviously, it's not into the arms of a man. But some people would say, I get from you all, I'm working on myself. Tell me some things with women your age, since most of them say they're working on themselves. Like, what are some things you're working on in yourself?
Me personally, it's being more soft with a man. Growing up with a man, as I said, I have an alpha attitude about me. And I realized that for my partner, I need to soften up. I need to be more pink. And That's definitely one of the things. Learning to be a little less independent, not lose my independence, but to be a little less.
What have you been working on yourself? Because sometimes I feel like when women say that, I just think it's something they use because they ain't got no man. So you may as well try to, oh, I'm working on myself. I'm doing the best I can. I want to learn to love myself.
I have used it as an excuse, though.
Right, and it works because people are like, oh, okay.
They have no choice but to respect it.
So have you been working on yourself? Do you think, first of all, do you think some women do use it as an excuse?
Of course, they do.
Have you ever used it as an excuse?
Oh,
that's a yes. You're about to lie on the Mss Francois Show. I will not let that slide.
No, I think one of the things I'm learning is that 10 toes down, I'm confident and I know what gives me peace. Prior to this way of thinking, I used to be very, like, I'd be like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to be, and then I'd be too coddling, right? And not necessarily say the things that I want to say because I don't want to hurt your feelings or... Now I'm like, I'm just going to tell you the truth. If it makes me uncomfortable, if I'm not able to walk and talk and sit straight, I'm not going to do that at the expense of trying to not hurt your feelings. So for me, the thing that I'm learning is to be honest in love and to show up in a way that is supportive, that doesn't necessarily lie. I mean, I'm not lying. It's just that I try to like make it cute, right? Now I'm just like, no, this is... right is right, wrong is wrong.
Do you think, being that you all are some immigrants, immigrants everywhere, so do you all think that has affected your relationship in terms of culture, and how so, positive or negative?
For me, negatively, because I didn't want to have to explain some things.
You wanted a Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu is South African. I'm East African.
Close enough. Is Africa?
Hey, they're cousins, it's, you know. But I didn't want to have to explain certain things. Why is my mom coming and staying with me for 2 weeks? Why can't she get a hotel? Because she's my mother. I lived in her tummy for 9 months for free. She can live with me for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So for me, it was very much not wanting to have those uncomfortable conversations. So I tended to stay more with like people who knew me. But now, having come to the US, and it's such a masala of so many people from Trini, from Paris, from, you know, we're all a mixture, it would be very limiting of me to just go one way. So now I'm more open. 2 years ago, I probably was not that open. Now I'm like, let's consider a few things, you know?
So what I heard is now you have more options and you still can't find a man. So some people need to take an inward look at themselves. Virginie, my dear, you said your mom is from France. Have you ever been to France?
No. And I have no desire to go.
She wanted to make sure I know she was France because, you know.
But I was born there.
Okay, that's about it. You sound like a one-night stand. But anyway, if you were, like your dad is from Martinique, if you think you were in those countries, you think your life would be different in terms of having kids?
Oh, absolutely. Martinique, you can do the whole island one day. I would have had to
just pick up any man.
Pretty much on the side of the road. Let's go. That's it. Let's go.
I do. Yeah.
We learn to like each other because there are not really many options. That's the thing. Here in the States, there are too many options. So it's like, oh, you think, oh, this one, no, on to the next. Oh, no, okay, no, no. And then you realize you ran out of options.
Yeah, then you realize you're over 40.
Yeah, yes. That goes by even faster.
Okay. Anybody they're desperate right now, right? They talking about they have, this one don't want to settle, and they have standards. Right now, they ain't got no standards. So anybody watching this, please, okay? Mumbi and Virginie, just hit up the Mss Francois Show, okay? With that said, right? And like you said, the same thing for you. You think you would have like a bunch of kids just running around barefoot with no underwear, with T-shirts. Like, what did you do in Kenya? I don't know. Farmland.
No. My kids would be well-versed. They'll be speaking 3 languages. They'll be going to Sunday school. They'll be extremely joyous. And would be in the morning going to milk the cows, going to the mall in the afternoon.
Sounds somewhat like slavery. So with some of your tumultuous past relationship, what would your present self say to your past self? I'm an idiot. What would your past self say?
To compromise more. Be willing to I know I'm no walk in the park. So for somebody to deal with me, you have to deal with the ups and the downs. Because my amazing is amazing, but I do have my ways.
So you felt if you compromise more, maybe whoever, like there are certain people in your past that you realize if you compromise more, you would be in a relationship and you would be knocked up right now.
Yes.
And your body would just...
Oh, no, not knocked up, but I would have had my little ones running around, probably, you know, tubes tied by now. But yeah, I would have definitely been in a different place. It's not always, every day is not going to be a bright day. You know, you have to go through your ups and your downs. But I definitely would have been not as rough with people, not as, and, you know, more understanding, because it's a two-way street. And that's the thing, I was always on the Virginia lane. I didn't want to hear everybody else's lane. It's either my way or the highway. And guess what? I'm on the highway now.
Yep, by yourself,
alone,
in a long ride on a highway. She's still single. I don't think much going to change after this because she still seems a little angry. So same question for you, my dear.
What would I tell myself? That you will make it. You got this. This is going to birth in you a certain strength that you didn't know. At the time, you didn't know that you needed to have. But now that I have it, I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you guys for that rough patch, because I leaned more on my faith, I leaned more on my strength as myself. And also, I got to understand my because I was very insecure, and I also learned that I'm the prize. And so therefore, I should show up as such.
Yeah, prize, yeah. Yeah, look what you all been missing out, man. That's such a beautiful prize. Anybody could just take it. With that said, the question I know you all are asking is how horny are they and what have they been doing about it? So, Virginie, what you been doing? So, over 40 years, sex drive is the strongest. Right now you're humping my chair. What's up with that?
I wish. No, I'm hearing about this rose little toy. I haven't yet tried it yet, but that is on my list. But again, it's, you know, my main thing is I'm working on myself. So because of that, sex is a big distraction. So because of that, that's why I've been staying away from it. So it's just pretty much self-pleasure.
Yeah, but sometimes you need a little distraction.
The rose, no? Self-pleasure.
Self-pleasure.
Yes, it can't disappoint me, can't hurt my feelings. The worst that happens, the battery dies, and I just put new ones. But
see, Con Edison is paying well because that stuff is expensive. So, Mumbi, are you using the rose too?
I'm
not. You look like you frugal with your money, so your finger might work. So I don't know.
I'm not frugal with my money. I'm not. My fingers are not doing the walking or the talking. But I am celibate in all shapes, in all ways and always. I don't know how to separate sex and emotion, so I will be the one who'll be like, okay, let's just go have makeup sex and that's it. So I'm not going down that path. So celibacy is my way.
So you don't only just have dusty eggs, you just dry
cobwebs.
Oh Lord, I don't think this show could help you. You out on your own, right? But with that said, I through this whole show, everyone's gonna say these beautiful, independent women, they have everything going on. When you hear other women say, I don't need a man, I got things I can buy myself, whatever I want, how do you feel about that statement? Because these women today, they have a career, they got everything going on. You all could have kids by yourself.
I don't need a man, I want a man. There's a difference.
Wait, they hear that accent, say it again. Me don't need a man, I want a man.
I want a man. I want a partner. I want to go through a journey with someone. I don't want to be alone. That's why I realized I have to compromise. And I need to be, again, more pink. I need to be a ladies' man. No. Yes. No. I need to be...
She she like lady or man?
I need to be a man's lady.
This kind of show, okay? Wrong show.
I need to be a man's lady. So I have to put myself in that role.
And yourself?
I am of the opinion that if you can go alone and go faster, but with someone you go farther. So I do want partnership. I feel like thus far I'm doing okay. I'm doing well, but with a partner, with a man, just throw that out there. With a partner, I'll go farther. Like, I know that there's a certain dynamic, there's a certain level that I haven't unlocked yet because I don't have that type of a relationship with a man. And I always look for it and I look forward to it. So am I doing well as I am? Yes. Are there different horizons and new levels that I can expect to break through? Yes, I can't do that by myself. So, yes. So I respect women who have gotten to that point. I'm not that woman though.
Well said. No one cares. Okay, so with that said, and we're winding down, I just want to know, what are some of your requirements? Because men are looking right now like, wow, I want my African queen, Wakanda forever, Simba, all these things is going through men's mind. For you, so what are your requirements?
My biggest non-negotiable is it needs to be a man of God, of the same faith. I'm a Christian, so a Christian man, Christian, a person who adds value, like he's not doing anything on the street corner, but someone who has, is adding value to the society, is building stuff, is contributing to the society, who's using his intellect, his body, his everything to just further the kingdom of God. Someone who is adventurous, passionate, sexy, someone who I have no problem submitting to. I have no problem submitting because most places, somehow I tend to come out as a leader, so I want to be a woman. I want someone else who will value me.
With that said, we do not have all this time to talk about this man.
Somebody who will love me.
My God. I don't know where she thinks she's going to find this man, but she took like 20 minutes
if
to
you're
describe
there,
what kind of man
I'm
she wants.
here. If you're there, I'm here.
Virginia, please make your requirements much shorter. Otherwise, all you're going to be 50 and over on the show again. I'm not going to have you on.
My main thing is I want a partner. I want us to complement each other. I don't want to stay stagnant with that person. I want somebody that I can grow with and just be better versions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think that's the sexiest, when you can grow with somebody, build a business, whether it's even build a house by hands while I'm still young enough. I want to see our accomplishments. And if it doesn't work out, at least we don't walk away with nothing. We both, we split everything, but it's not going to be time that was wasted.
She already had the divorce, and she split everything. It's even. Men, be very careful of this one. She went half already before you all get married. But with that said, any desperate men that are out there, feel free to give your information. So just give 2 seconds and tell us about where people can reach out to you if they want some space in your company, if they want to reach out because you're just so beautiful and they just want to contact you.
I work in Washington, D.C. OSI offices is where you can find me during the day. On social media, Instagram, I'm at KOBTEX20, Coptex20. On Facebook, I'm Mombi J. Thande.
OnlyFans. Okay, with that said, Virginie, my dear, where can men reach out to you?
_made in France _.
Made in France. So only born in, should be born in France.
I was made and born in France.
Okay. With that said, thank you all for tuning in. As always, you all know where to find me. I'm on every social media. If I always say, if by any means, you just check out my website, www.mssfrancois.com. And remember, Mss Francois is always saying exactly what you're thinking.